Hi everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to another 15-minute mixer. Yes, we're going to talk about a couple things that I got asked some questions for, and so that's what we're going to do. And I have my cup of tea here. Does it have to be done in 15 minutes? No, but find something to do for 15 minutes so you just don't hear me yap and yap. Yeah, I sound like a little puppy. I yapping all the time. But that is the beauty of life, having something to say and something to do. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to start our stopwatch, and I'll have the link below if you want to put this stopwatch on your iPad or your phone. It's a nifty little thing to have. And we're just going to get talking. And yes, that's what we're going to do. So let's just start. Okay, so the first thing is that my lovely subscriber Joan said she wanted to see this Tim Holtz brick wall die a little up close and personal. And so this is exactly what it is. It is a 12-inch long border die of the brick. And if you do not have the platform, because I just use my big kick, you can simply use these dies even if you do not have a long platform. You just have to remember you're only going to get that much of your die, but it still can be done. So don't let that be a deterrent for using these dies. I mean, I do have some of the longer ones, but there are times when I have dies like this, I just need a small sampling. I don't even get out my long platform. I just use this little multi-purpose platform. And then of course, if you can see, all these little stones, well actually bricks, they pop off. And so then that is how nice this die is. And then what I do is I just come over here and I just take my paper, or take my scissors, and I cut my paper right here. Okay, and so because sometimes when I'm using this die, well, not sometimes, all the time, is that I just want a sampling. I do not need a 12-inch strip of this brick wall. And each one of these little bricks pop out very easily. Now, if you want to hear a little bit of a story about this die, I'll just tell you. Okay, so when I first got this die and I was trying to use it, it did not work like this. It was absolutely horrendous. The paper, no matter how many sandwiches and how many papers I added for layers, and it just wouldn't cut. Okay, and so, and Joan, that's what it looks like. Very, very pretty, but you see how long it really is. But that's about half of it right there. Okay, and so sometimes I don't worry about getting the whole 12 inches for a page. And sometimes I will just cut these and just keep them in my white bin. You can absolutely do that. Okay, and I like them in white. But then also too, if you're using mist and sprays, do everything in white, and then you can change the color as you use it. That's definitely a tip there. So when I got that die, it didn't work. And I tried and tried and tried, even watched some videos to think, oh, maybe there was a trick to it. No, there's no trick to it. I just got a bad die. So I contacted Sizzix and said, you know, I got a bad die. Well, the story behind that is that the person I talked to, she just simply wasn't a nice person. No, she wasn't. And she basically was like, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I'm like, hey lady, you know what? I've been doing this for a long time. This is not my first rodeo. I think I know how to use a die. And so she just was very confrontational with me and basically dismissed me as I did not know what I was doing, and that's just the way it was. Well, I hung up the phone, and boy, did that put a piece of stone in my shoe. It just irritated me that I just called nice and politely and said, I have this die. It doesn't work. Couldn't take it back to the store. They suggested I called Sizzix. That's what I was doing. And so then it just, it irritated me, you know. So I called back and I said, you know what? I want to talk to your supervisor because this just was not setting well with me. Because what made me mad was I thought, if this is the way I got treated, how are they going to treat someone who really didn't know how to use the die, or someone that was new to the hobby? It just burned my chaps. And so then, of course, long story short, she apologized, sent me this great big long letter, sent me all this product. So they really did make it very, very right in a very, very good way. But that first person I talked to, well, she was in the wrong profession. That's all I'm going to say. So with that being said, if you get a bad die, call the company, whoever it is, and explain what you're using, what you're doing, and what the results are. And most companies will be very happy to help you. And with Sizzix, I will say, they came through. I just got a bad representative to begin with. So sometimes it's not a bad reflection on a company. Sometimes they just have the wrong people working for them. And we all know what that is. Okay. So, Joan, that is what that Tim Holtz brick wall looks like. And I will be, I am someone that I am known to call companies when there's a problem, because I'm also the same person to call a company and give them a compliment when things go well. So I'm just not always a complainer. Okay. So I wanted to say that. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to show is that another one of my lovely subscribers, Sandra, she was wanting to see more of what was in one of my photo boxes, and she was like, slide it up, I want to see what's in it. She said she felt that she was wanting to be, she thought she was being Snoopy. And no, honestly, I do the same thing. I love to see what other people buy. So, Sandra, I pulled my gold photo box because honestly, I haven't went through this for a while, and I thought maybe if I went through this, then it would be a little bit of a refresher for me. And it's just in a photo box, you know, you get from Michael's, Hobby Lobby. And so, of course, I have a washi tape dispenser. Yeah, I should be putting that out there and using it, but I've been trying to clean up my work surface in the last year. So I have a bag of just loose gold die cuts and bags. Look at all these gold enamel, glitter enamel dots. And this came from the wedding selection in Hobby Lobby. So definitely that is one thing to look for cheaper embellishments. Other than the scrapbook and craft aisle, go to the wedding aisle when they have everything half off. And these cost me $1.50 for 36 of these canvas and gold hearts. Now that's a bargain. Yes. And then of course more, look at all this washi. Look at all that. Sandra, you see all that? That's a lot of gold washi. And there's some thin ones in here, and I don't have luck with these. I really don't. I have to always apply extra adhesive. So I stopped buying skinny washi. That doesn't work for me. And let's see, what else we got? Some more chipboard and braids. And this is how I used to do my washi back in the day. I used to have all my washi on these little sample cards. And then whenever I would get out my photo box, now this was before I had my little bins, and then instead of me having to dig all the stuff out to look at my washi, I would just pour out these little washi sheets and say, oh, do I want this one? Do I want that one? Do I want this one? That's how I did that, okay? And this just came from those cutting mats you get at the Dollar Tree. Just cut down to size. That's all that is. That's a good way to make dividers from those cutting mats. I think they're 11 by 14, 11 by 15. You get 2 in a pack for $1 at the Dollar Tree, but they do have sharp edges, so do be aware of that. And then I have just some more die cuts, and this is a bag of older stuff. But some of you old-time gals, you know, braids and clips and things like that, and sequins. Yeah, I just put them in bags within bags. And then there's all that washi. And then something I started to do a few years ago, that in each one of my color boxes, is that I would put a sampling of journaling cards, project life cards, cut apart cards, and then that would be a double reminder, you have this product, you should be using it. Yes, so that has really helped me. Sometimes when you see something that you forget you have, you know, I put it a little bit everywhere. Yeah, I have cut aparts on my desk. I have cut aparts in other boxes. I have some here. I have some in my color drawers. Yeah, cross-reference, baby. That helps. It really does. So, Sandra, I hope that was a little bit of eye candy for you. And sorry I didn't have that quite in frame so you could see what was in it. But this is all I simply do for these photo boxes, is I just put things in bags. If I open this up, where's my lid here? If I open this bag up, you'll see that there's gold foil foamies, and then there's chipboard, and then there's braids. So I just have them bags within bags, especially little things because they get lost. Okay, and let's see. I think that is in this other bag here. Now you see, this is a nice amount. There's lots of options in here, but it's not over full. You know, it's not spilling over, okay? And yes, my extra surplus of enamel dots and chipboard and foil pieces, just again, all in bags. And then there's that washi dispenser that I just had to have. You know how that goes, okay? Yeah. Okay, so let me see what I have for time, okay? And the time is, oh, great gravy. Oh, I got 6.5 minutes. So I'm going to show a paper category because I got asked if I could do that, show a paper category. And I went and I pulled my family and friends paper category, and I thought we could go through that. Some people would ask to see some more of my paper categories. And yes, it'll take me a little bit of a minute to pick this up because It is quite heavy. I don't even know if I can now. Oh, give me a minute. Okay, we got it. I mean, it's a stack. Look at that. That is a stack of paper. Oh, wow. Okay, so thank you for asking me questions about different things, because then that makes me stop and look at my supplies sometimes that I haven't looked at for a little bit, so I appreciate that. So what I do is that my first family and friends collection is one of my favorite collections. Well, probably is my very favorite crepe paper collection of all times. And it was close knit in 2013, and that was basically what it looked like. Okay, I mean, look at this floral. Oh, yes. Love. Love. And I will tell you, that paper is called Seamstress. There's the mint green back. If you can find that paper, yes. Especially if you like mint green. So that is close knit by crepe paper. And then, of course, there is a piece of paper that's almost 12 by 12. And then I have my scraps right here. That is where I have my scraps in an 8.5 by 11 page protector, and that's how I do my paper categories. And then, of course, my copy paper, because that separates my collections or my groupings. Sometimes these aren't always collections, they're just groupings that I have them in. And let's see what we have up next. We have Photo Play, and what is this called? Fun with Friends, I think. Yeah, Fun with Friends. And this reminds me of a Echo Park paper that's just a hit Creativation. So isn't that fun? What year was this? I'd love to know that. Oh, I don't think Photo Play has it on there. No, they don't have it in there, but it was one of their first lines. And yeah, that's what that was. Very, very pretty. Okay, of course you'll see some other papers in here. This is what the papers are. There's the sticker sheet. Look at that. Very, very fun. Very, very fun. There was a quote on here. Where was it, if I can find it? I don't know where it was, but they had a very fun quote on there. Just really fun. Yes. Okay, so that is Photo Play, and there's my copy paper. And I need to do that because this needs to go right here. That's how I do my stickers. I do my scraps, and then I do my stickers, and then the rest of the papers. Okay. And, of course, no, that's probably in the wrong place, because when I look at them, I'm looking at them from left to right. Oh, well. We'll find it. I have a certain way I put them on my shelf, but I'll figure that out. Okay. So then the next one we have is, I'm trying to find, it is a Echo Park. What is this one called? This is a mini themes, Best Friends Forever, because again, this is family and friends. That's what it's all about. Okay. Now I have a 6 by 12 sticker sheet, and so that is with my 6 by 12 sticker sheet bin. But look at that yellow. Just love that. I always, when I was shopping for supplies, I would always buy navy and yellow, because that to me is two hard papers to find, and that's two paper colors that I like, is navy and yellow. Okay. So then there is my copy paper. Okay. What do we have next? Oh, I never know what we're going to find. I think we have some simple stories coming up. Yes, this is Sisters. Oh, no, this is Echo Park. Let me see if I can find a sheet. This is what it looked like. I think there should be a cut apart right there. That's what it was. Sisters. Yes. A sister is a little bit of childhood that can never be lost. That is so true. Yes. So that is a very pretty collection. And that was 2013. Yeah, I did a lot of shopping in 2013 and 2014 and 2015. Yeah, and 2016. Yeah, it's only been the last couple years that I really, really slowed my roll. Okay, so the next one is a Simple Stories. And this one is a Hey Mom. Okay, and that's what that looked like. I think I have right there is what it looks like. Okay, Hey Mom. And definitely some, more on the ivory base, but very pretty. I wish they would have had a paper of this floral right here, but you know, there's a small scale of it. But this fuchsia, isn't that different? Very, very pretty. And that year was, if anybody wants to know, it was 2014. Yes. Okay. And let's see, we have another Simple Stories that was called Hey Mom, and I think this is another mom line. Yes, this one is called just Mom. Okay, and you can see the difference in color schemes on that. Very, very pretty. Okay, and you know something I'm finding out about my own process and my own style, I'm not liking floral papers with this black background. So that's just something I started to realize about myself. And before I was like, anything was floral, I was buying. But now if it's got a black background, especially Simple Stories does that a lot, I'm not really caring for those. So I told myself, stop looking at them because you don't use them. So why buy them? Okay, so the next one is another photo play. And it is called Family Ties. And this is what that looked like, okay? And very, very pretty. They had a lot of different, I would call this an eclectic collection, because they had these colors, you know, the more brighter colors for sisters and moms, and then they had the darker colors for the men in our life. And so that was nice, okay? And what year was that? I don't think they have a year on here, but it was one of their first ones by Photoplay, and it was called Family Ties. And Tracy did that. Tracy Smith is the one who did that. Okay, so let's see. The next collection we have, and you'll probably hear the timer, is a company that I have never really, has never really been on my radar much, and it's called Adorn It. Okay, and that is what this is. And I was shopping with some online scrappy friends, and we were looking at this. The paperweight is gorgeous, but this is a company I just have not really, I don't know anything about it, but it's called Adorn It. But the paperweight's great, but that's what it looks like. Okay, I love the blue and yellow together, of course. Okay, so the next up in my family and friends paper category, which this is a big category. You can tell I really haven't been playing with it, but that's okay. I have it. Is Echo Park, the story of our family, of course. Lori Whitlock. Do we not like everything that she does? Yes, and you can see, look at that. You can use a variety of papers. I really should play with that. I'm so glad that I'm going through this because then I get a refresher. Okay, and then another line is another Simple Stories line, which I know I easily have duplicates, maybe more, but it was the, let me see if I can find the name. It was called Homespun. Okay, remember that's what it looked like. Let me see. That's what it looked like. Let me see if I can find more of a, oh my Lord, I think, how many do I have? I might have bought 2 or 3. Look at all these cut aparts. I will never in a day use all these. So I easily bought 2, maybe 3 of this collection, but that's what it looked like. Very, very pretty, but I certainly didn't need that much of it. But I have it. Okay. And so then the next one I have is a paper house. This was a paper pad, and I think I got this at Tuesday morning, and I'm pretty sure this was called Our Happy Home. Well, I'll tell you, there's a sticker sheet that came with it, but yeah, that all came from a paper pad. But that was by Paper House. And if you did our 4for4 series, this is the paper pad or collection, because I think you can find this at Michael's, that this is the paper pad that inspiration piece came. Okay, I think that's what it was called, One Big Happy Family. I think that's what it was called. Very, very pretty. I mean, look at this sheet right here. And I love sheets like this. I'll find it here. As look how many embellishments you could get out of that. Yes. Now some people would put epoxy circles over that or put glossy accents. I don't have luck with that because sometimes I think those things yellow over time. But just punching that out with a circle, putting it on foam tape, oh yeah, quick embellishment. I mean, look how many you can get in one sheet. Okay, there's some pretty foil in with that. But that is where that 4for4, that first inspiration piece came from, that Paper House collection. And then the next one is Lily B. Can no longer get this. This is called Family Heirloom. And then also, is that what it's called? Or no, We Are Family. I think that's what it was called. Yes. And so just very pretty designs. Very bold, very graphic. Yeah, and that's what it looked like. We Are Family by Lily B. Okay, do we want to see what the year is? 2013. Why does that not surprise me? Oh, yes. And do you have a paper category in your space for family and friends, or do you have just family, just friends? I have family and friends, and then right after this, I have another paper category that says female, which is just all girl paper, and then I have one that says male for all boy paper, because I didn't want to have too many subcategories like for baby boy and toddler boy and for men, so I just did male for one and female for the other. Okay, that's how I did it. But this is my family and friends, because you can use so many. Now this was one of my favorite Carta Bella lines, okay? And this was what year? 2014. And I have a fun little tidbit about this, okay? So this is the color scheme of this Cartabella collection called Moments and Memories, and Alicia is the one who designed that. And of course, there's my scraps in a page protector, and there's my sticker sheet, okay? And then a fun little fact about this is that you see that the name of this collection, Moments and Memories. Would you believe that was my idea? Yes, because I was on the review group, peer group type of thing when we, for Echo Park and Cartabella at one time. And so they were showing us this collection and needed a name, and I popped out 4 or 5 and they chose Moments and Memories. And yes, that was my, my submission. So I thought that was fun. Actually, I think I want to keep that someday and put that on a page. Yes. So yes, that Moments and Memories title, that was something that I had submitted in our peer group, and they selected that for that collection. So that was fun. Okay, so here is Echo Park Reflections, again, by the wonderful Lori. Okay, look at these colors. I mean, you can take this collection in so many different ways. Now, I will say this is more distressed than I like, but I like having a few of these in my paper categories, especially when you're doing outdoor layouts, or especially with the men in your life. Something like this is perfect. Okay, and then what do we have next? I think I just have some loose papers. Oh yes, well, what I did was I had some loose papers, okay, and I just put them with a Simple Stories collection, and this was a collection. It sold out so quick, and it was called Legacy. Okay, and what year was this? Is there a year? 2014. I mean, is that not a beautiful collection? Simple Stories really hit it out of the park with this one. It's called Legacy. Okay, and then they had another one that came out. Oh, no, that was the basics right there. Okay, which their basics aren't as great. Okay, what I'm saying is the basic kits they have now aren't as graphic. They're very basic. This was called Basic, but they had a lot of beautiful designs, and this is what the collection actually looked like right there. I mean, look at that. Oh. And you can see I haven't even touched it. I might have done one layout about this. Every time I see this paper, I think of that that tree in Animal Kingdom. That's what I probably should use it for. But it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Legacy. And again, that was what, 2014? 2014, yeah. Beautiful. Look at that. I haven't even played with that. But someday, I have it. This is my retirement fund. Yes. Or I should say my hubby's retirement fund. Yeah. Okay. So then the last collection I have, which is a big stack, is Pebbles. And it is called Family Ties. And I bought 2 easily, or 3 of this line, because it's very, very pretty. And I haven't really played with it too much. Some. But I also have this in a paper pad form. It was one of the very first paper pads I bought, and it was this Family Ties. It was just, I walked into Michael's one day many years ago, and I was astounded that they had a collection that basically was online. They had it in the store. Yes, and I bought that. Look at that. Very, very pretty. Okay, so that is my Family Ties by Pebbles, and that rounds up my Family and Friends paper category. I mean, that is a stack. How many... Let's see how many inches that is, folks. That is, I can't read upside down. That is 2 inches of paper right there. Yeah, was that 2 inches? Yes. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, that's 3 inches of paper. Yeah. I was going to say 2 inches. That looked a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's 3 inches of paper right there. And that is hefty. Okay, you see why I'm saying I don't need anything? No, this is just one category. But Family and Friends, you can do a lot of layouts with this category. So please list below what your category is and how do you categorize and where do you put these type of papers that have to do with Family and Friends. That is what I do. So I wanted to see what time I have left. And, oh, I guess my timer went off. Oh, there it is. Wow, man, that is perfect. Okay, so that is what I wanted to show today. Joan had wanted to see that brick wall by Tim Holtz Die, and Sandra had wanted to see one of those color boxes, and I had some other people ask to see some more of my paper category. So if there's a certain paper category that I have and you want to see, just list below and we'll get it out. We'll have a little bit of fun talking and chatting, and it helps me to look at these because then these will stay fresh in my mind, especially during the load event, that I can, you know, play with these papers because that's quite the stack. Yeah. Absolutely. But it's all lovely. Yes. So that is all I have for today in this 15-minute mixer. I hope you got something done, or I hope you sat and just propped your feet up for a little bit and took a little time to yourself and looked at some pretty paper, because yes, we all love our paper. Yes. If you like paper, give this video a thumbs up. Yes. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Come back to RTS, because you never know what we're gonna do. Bye.